Here's a tip when you have a chunk of meat and you want to cut it into smaller pieces, make it almost, well, like if you're making a soup or something and you don't want giant chunks of meat. How do you cut it so that this piece, which is, I'm sure, a less expensive cut of meat, how can you make it tender? Can you see the lines on here? The lines of fat that go this way? The grains of muscle go this way. So what you do is you chop it this direction and make pieces from that direction. See, the fat things go this way, the little veins of fat, and you cut it this way. And another tip is, the thinner you cut it, the more tender the meat will be, especially if you're doing stir fry or something. And you have what you call an end cut, like if you're doing lumber work. You cut against the grain, basically. That's just a tip. Okay, I'm packaging up the various meats that I have done with this chopped up beef pieces. And I have 2 hamburgers that are probably about 1/4 pound. And I put them in the freezer bag. And on the freezer bag I mark what's in there and the date. And this giant package of meat, $21.75 for 5.5 pounds. And I did the calculations. There's like 3 servings in each one of these. This is for like 3 servings of beef stroganoff or a giant pot of vegetable soup, which will last a week. So you got 12 servings there. I'd say 18 servings altogether. Comes to about $1.20 a serving of meat. Not too shabby. That's a way to save money. Yes, it took a little time trimming off the fat and the silver skin and all that other stuff, the ligaments and all that. It took a little while, and there was just a little bit of waste, which calculated into the weight of everything, I suppose. No, Kitty, I'm not making anything for you right now. But I like to buy meat in large amounts like that, or actually I like to buy a roast and cut it up myself. It's usually cheaper that way. And at least I know what's in these burgers. I ground it up myself. And when you're putting the burgers together, you can put in some shredded cheese or onions or peppers or whatever you want into the burger. And when I put them away, they're going in the freezer. Since they're marked, I can look in there when I want something or need something and pull it out, and I know exactly how old it is. Draw, please. So, yeah. You can make what I call hidden surprise burgers, where you make a hamburger and you make a dent in the middle and put like a little dollop of cheese or something, mushroom or whatever you like, a little tomato, and fold it over. So your surprise is on the inside of the burger. Works well with cheese. And then you freeze it, and then when you're going to barbecue or cook something, go in there and look for it. Make sure you mark the package accordingly if you have something inside the burger, because that way you know how to adjust your ingredients in a recipe or to your friends or family's tastes. But that's my tips on beef meat. I don't eat that much meat, and this is going to last me a long time. It'll last me as long as it can be stored in the freezer, really. Now, people with big families and all, it's still going to save you a lot of money. It takes a little bit of time, but make that time. It's well worth the savings.